Introducing Pastor Stephen's new book, 30 Days of Grace. For any size gift to the ministry, we will send you this powerful devotional that will walk you through 30 days of God's abundance of grace. For more details, go to our website at www.aograce.com.
Something biblical is happening in Seattle. A group of extremists have seized control of the city hall and a section of downtown that surrounds it, renaming it Chaz, or the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. In this zone of lawlessness, there are no police, as they were kicked out by armed extremists. There is no order, as they follow the do-as-thou-wilt mindset, and there is no religious freedom, as people of faith are threatened with death, violence, and sexual assault just for preaching the name of Jesus.
Are you serious? You'll die out here, bro. You want to die out here? Black Lives Matter! It's worse than death! Black Lives Matter! You do not know that. Black Lives Matter! This thing's a lot worse than death! I don't understand, dog. What Jesus Christ! Jesus! Talk to these people! Talk to these people! Don't do this shit! He would be this.
This is Christ's zone! This is Christ's zone! This is a Christian zone! For Jesus Christ!
Get right with God! What does it feel like to get hugged by a homosexual? What does it feel? What's it feel? Want me to kiss you on the face? Glory to the King! I'll kiss you on the face, buddy. Glory to the King eternal! King of kings and Lord of lords, who only has immortality, rolling in the light with no man can approach. No man can see or has seen. To whom is glory and honor forever and ever. Amen!
On Saturday, June 13th, a Christian preacher walks into Chaz, the occupied section of downtown Seattle, with one goal in mind, and that is to proclaim the name of Jesus and spread the gospel of hope to so many young people that desperately need it today. And what would soon happen to him would go on to send shockwaves through the world. Quote, street preacher attacked in Seattle's autonomous zone. A street preacher entered the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone in Seattle, where his free speech was stifled, physically assaulted, and choked. Elijah Schaffer of Blaze TV, who is the host of the Slightly Offensive podcast, was reporting from Chaz on Saturday and captured some unnerving video. The New York Times wrote an article about Chaz titled, Free Food, Free Speech, Free of Police Inside Seattle's Autonomous Zone. However, speech may not be as free as advertised. Several people in Chaz demanded that the preacher be removed from the autonomous zone for speech about Christianity that offended them. In this tweet from Elijah Schaffer, we see this, quote, this is what defund the police looks like. In Chaz, a street preacher is surrounded by Antifa. A professing homosexual man holds on to him, kisses him, unwarranted. They eventually released him. There are no cops, but there's definitely rules in the autonomous zone. Another tweet says this, I definitely understand that many street preachers can be offensive, openly saying things that upset people, especially in a big liberal city. But after 11 minutes, this young man stepped in and reminded people that they aren't the police. One activist in Chaz threatened the protester. In the video, a man wearing a red bandana on his face can be heard telling the preacher, quote, you'll die out here, bro. Do you want to die out here? The preacher responded, sin is worse than death. The same people who protested police brutality in the past few weeks, especially chokeholds, were the same people choking the preacher because he didn't obey their orders. The preacher screamed, "You're choking me!" One person in Chaz didn't believe the preacher should be expelled from the autonomous zone, and he was immediately called an effing Nazi sympathizer. The preacher attempted to go on a stage but was not allowed. A woman with a microphone asked for, quote, "white people who have experience in security and can maybe talk to this gentleman. It really isn't the job of the black people to handle this situation," end quote. The woman asked the crowd to, quote, "will him out of here," she told the crowd, "so please think about him leaving." A protester yelled, "Take his pants off." Several people wrestled the preacher to the ground when he went on the stage in the Chaz and declared, "This is a Christian zone." According to Andy NGO, editor-at-large at The Post Millennial, prominent Antifa militant in the Portland area, Luis Marquez was at the autonomous zone. "The only time we are heard is when we burn stuff down." The man in the video said, "And if white America doesn't want to get it right, they're gonna see more burning and looting," end quote. You might be asking yourself by now, how is this possible in modern day America? How have we fallen so far? Where are the police? And why is Donald Trump allowing this to happen? The Bible tells us things like this would happen in the last days. 2 Timothy 3, 1-5. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, and having a form of godliness but denying its powers. Have nothing to do with such people. You see, the Bible tells us these things would happen. Take 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 for instance. Quote, "Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts." Scoffers walking after their own lusts. Exactly what is happening to these people. Scoffers are attacking Christian preachers in the street, and the mayor of Seattle said, quote, "Chaz has a block party atmosphere and could turn into the summer of love." That being said, there are groups of people who are willing to stand up to these extremists if no one else has the courage to do so. Big League Politics reports, quote, "Bikers for Trump planning to retake Seattle Autonomous Zone for America. Antifa may have met their match." A group of self-styled Bikers for Trump is pledging to retake Seattle's Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone for the United States, planning on dismantling the anarchist commune on the 4th of July. Seattle city authorities have steadfastly refused to enforce the territorial integrity of the United States and their city, instead opting to allow Antifa-linked militants to stake out the secessionist project, openly advertising rebellion from the United States. The American motorcyclists intend to step in and fill the void left vacant by the city's authorities, laying out their plan for the operation in a Facebook event. Quote, "On July 4th, Independence Day, a coalition of patriot groups and all who want to join are going to retake the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone for America. Antifa members are illegally occupying public property and terrorizing small businesses in the neighborhood. American patriots have agreed to come together again, remove the barricades illegally obstructing traffic, and free the people in the zone," end quote. The article goes on to read, Bikers for Trump make it clear that the operation will avoid the use of force against the anarchists claiming the territory, instead dismantling the illegal barricades that the leftists have set up to separate themselves from the United States. They said, "We are not going to hurt anybody, break the law, etc. We are simply going to tear down the illegal barriers on public property, clean up the mess these communist kids made, and return the police station over to the Seattle Police Department control." Antifa-linked secessionists, accustomed to being babied by the Seattle Police Department, which was seen humbly begging for the anarchists to permit them to re-enter their own conquered police district this week, may have another thing coming if they plan on using their usual tactics of violence and intimidation against these motorcyclists. Preliminary reports suggest that members of the Mongols, MC, and Hells Angels are already preparing to participate in the operation, which is slated to coincide with Independence Day on the 4th of July. Interesting. The Hells Angels. How many of you remember what happened when the Hells Angels were paid to provide security for a Rolling Stones concert? Well, It didn't turn out pretty. There were shootings and stabbings and violence everywhere, so I can't see this ending well. Now, I know this may seem like good news to some of you. Outlaw biker gangs rolling up and showing these extremists who's boss. However, this could be a very slippery slope. The last thing this country needs is a civilian on civilian armed conflict. It's the oldest trick in the book, order out of chaos, and that's exactly what they want.
Never waste a good crisis.
The chief also declined to condemn President Trump for his description of the protesters as domestic terrorists. As for President Trump, he has responded, calling out Washington Governor Jay Inslee and the mayor of the city, saying, quote, "At Jay Inslee and the mayor of Seattle are being taunted and played at a level that our great country has never seen before. Take back your city now. If you don't do it, I will."
Please share this video, hit that like button, and add a comment below if you haven't done so already. And until next time, thank you all for watching, and God bless you all.
Talk about it after. Here's the Prime Minister of Canada on this Monday morning with his daily update.
Good morning, everyone.
Whether it's to cover the bills, to keep people on the payroll, or to make rent on a storefront, many Canadians need a hand right now. So over the past few months, we've brought in new programs that are doing exactly that. Just take the wage subsidy and what it has meant for people like the employees at Euroline in Oakville. This family-owned appliance business had to close their operations and lay off staff because of the pandemic. It was a really tough spring. But when they applied for the wage subsidy, they were able to then rehire their entire team. And that matters to the 22 people who now have their paycheck again. In many ways, COVID-19 is a challenge like we've never dealt with before. But it certainly isn't the only test we're facing. In an increasingly complex and interconnected world, we need to think outside the box in order to keep people safe, to grow our economy, and to shape our future for the better. Artificial intelligence has the potential to be an incredibly powerful force for good, but it must be used responsibly and ethically. And on that front, Canada is continuing to lead the way forward. Today, as one of 13 founding members, Canada helped launch the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence. As part of this initiative, we've also worked with the government of Quebec to set up a centre of expertise in Montreal, which will be one of the partnership's 2 global hubs. This country is home to some of the world's most innovative people, not to mention the fact that Canadians have pioneered much of today's AI tech. It only makes sense to put that expertise to use.
Okay, so welcome to Divine Intel, and let me just have access to Karen. I'm not sharing my computer. Can you see now?
I can see everything. Thank you.
All right, it's a miracle. She can see now. All right, guys. So basically, this show is going to talk about some news that happened today. Today is Monday, June the 15th. It's 5:42 p.m. What time is in Canada?
It's 8:42 p.m. Eastern Time in Canada.
All right, so we're not going to take too long. We're just going to go for some news, and then we're going to talk about the main topic of this video, which is the launch of the artificial intelligence system in Canada.
Yes.
And notice that even the name was released. Okay, it was a quantum system. No, I've been telling you guys that you've been lied by the gurus. You've been basically
given false information.
Maybe they hear for somebody else and they come out with a QFS. No. Okay, it's gonna be artificial intelligence system. Okay, just like I told you, and they might even name it QFS at the end. Okay, but
probably not.
In reality, is the same thing. It's artificial intelligence, and that is something that the aliens come to warn us about it. Do you know that?
Yes, I do.
They come to warn us because they're coming from another planet in another galaxy, and they come to testify that artificial intelligence destroyed their planet, destroyed their way of style, the way of living. because basically in the future, artificial intelligence are going to take over. Humanity. It took over that civilization, and it will take over humanity in the future. That's why they come out with the Terminator. Remember the movie Terminator?
Yeah, I remember that.
That is the same thing, because they know what's going to happen in the future. It's no fiction. That's what they do. They come out with these things, and well, we're going to have to pay attention to this, okay? Because it will take about 50 years for the artificial intelligence take over, and you're going to love it. All right, so let's take a look at this news. Seattle police chief in major clash over Chaz. Top cop vows to retake precinct as soon as possible as gun club patrol the zone after the mayor said it was a slammer of love. So they want to take over the precinct. Why they didn't defend it in the first place? You? That's the question, right?
Wow. And
this is the mayor, Jenny Durkan, which is another puppet from the establishment, from the cabal. And you can see right here, this is a preacher. This is a preacher. In the beginning of this video, you saw a video that where you can see that this man of God was assaulted by Antifa, and this is what's coming. This is what's coming, people. These people don't respect religious leaders. They don't respect Christians. They have no respect whatsoever of the United States of America as a country or your freedom. They want to impose. They're criminals. They're terrorists. Okay? And whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. And who are joining forces? Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter does not represent the black community. Period. Black Lives Matter is a cabal organization created by George Soros. Okay? It's simple. It does not represent the black community. Unfortunately, so far, there's nothing that represents the black community.
How dare you?
Nobody represents the black community. All the leaders are corrupt. All the leaders, even the church leaders, like Al Frampton, that's his name, right? My goodness, I keep forgetting his name. He must be so tired. Serious. Al Frampton, what's his name? Frampton, right? Hello?
Honest, I forget, Ben. I forget.
You forget. Well, I'm so glad that I have a psychic that has a bad memory just like me. Isn't that something? Congratulations, Manny. You got your best.
Oh, come on. Stop it.
So there you go. State police chief discusses losing the East prison. They should be ashamed of themselves, man. Loosening in the hands of criminals. That's the way it is. They want to destroy the United States of America, right? That is the giant of socialism, the giant of communism, the prophetic giant that King Clement prophesied, right?
Yes.
And it's going to come to an end. Watch. It's going to come to an end. So now let's go to the other news. And goes like this. New video of George Floyd's murder shows cop Tu Thao ignoring bystanders' desperate pleas to save the father's life as white cop Derek Chauvin kneel on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Wow.
So now they're discovering stuff that we didn't see in the video, previously in the video, right? So what is going to happen? Let me tell you what's going to happen, okay? This guy is an Asian cop. Watch how the black people and Antifa, they're going to take over the Asian people. It's going to be the repetition what happened back in the 90s in Los Angeles. Okay? Back in Los Angeles, the big problem was that a lot of these riots, they went after the Korean and Chinese community. Okay? Because there was an assault, there was a case of a black lady who did not behave the right way, and she was shot by the owner of the store. Okay, and she shot her while she was leaving in the store.
How dare you?
And it was controversial because the black lady, well, rest in peace, she started hitting the Asian lady in the store. And she responded she responded to protect herself. But she did it. She shot her while she was turning around,
Wow.
And she shot and killed her. And that's why all these protesters, not only blacks, Latinos, they went after the stores and the Asian people. And they actually came out with weapons. And they went to the roof and, protecting the business. Exactly what's happening right now. So we're repeating the same thing. Like I said, the cabal went underneath the president and manipulate the free will. That's the matrix, right? So it happened like that. And it's repeating again. I show you the proof about the truck, the semi-truck, right? It's the same color, the head. Coincidence?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
It is not coincidence, people, okay? So they're going to go after Asian people, just like I'm telling you, because they're repeating the 1992 riots in Los Angeles. There you go. Okay? And they're going to, that's the plan of the cabal. The cabal wants to divide us. Okay? He wants to divide us. Okay? They're going to put against black against Latinos against Asians against whites against everybody. What they want is chaos and panic. Okay? That's what I've been talking about. And hate, yes. So it is not George Floyd case. Rudy Giuliani argues the Atlanta police shooting death of Rayshard Brooks may have been justified because the 27-year-old took an officer's stun gun before trying to flee his arrest. There's another case. Here we go. Rayshard Brooks, 27, was killed by police in Atlanta after a fight in the parking lot of Wendy's restaurant. So let me tell you what's going to happen. Okay? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
The media, just like this page, the media, internet news outlet, the radio, the TV, all the machine is brainwashing all of you. The blacks are continuing to be victims of that racism, of cops, of violence. Okay? That's what they're doing. Why? Because they're preparing for the second wave of rioting. We're going to have more rioting, people. We're going to have more riots in the streets. It's going to be worse. Watch. I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. Okay? I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. Look, many of the things that I share, people take consideration because they know I always almost right. Especially now, I share something in my chat room, Benny and the Jets. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but when it happens, I will bring my people in the chat room to give the testimony. Okay? Because I know how these people works. Also, we're going to have a interview. Do you know that?
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah, we're going to have an interview with the girlfriend of one of my Jets. And she has a testimony, not a testimony, about revelation that she wants to share with all of us. So that is going to be really interesting, that little interview. And I want you to enjoy it because it's really interesting what she reveal. All right, so this is basically not everything, but this is some things that are happening right now at this moment. The other thing that I want to share with you is the following. So hold on, let me just let me go to that right place and I'll be back. Okay, so there's a breaking news. A major cellular outage in the United States currently involving almost every major United States cellular company, includes all the major cellular providers: Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, US Cellular, Consumer Cellular, Metro PCS, CenturyLink, and Comcast, and more. Why is this happening? Is it because the system is breaking?
Sounds like it. Boy, sounds broken to me.
Look, guys, let me tell you something. My people immediately react when something like this happens because why? I've been warning you, right? I've been warning about a tremendous hacking event. I've been warning about the 3 days of darkness, right?
You have
No internet, no cell phones, no services, nothing for 3 days. It could be actually it could happen just like no light from the sun. And apparently we're gonna have something regarding that in July. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Well, let me tell you what's happening. Please take notes, people. It's been predicted by the elites that by July we're gonna have a tremendous solar flare. They're gonna call it shock. It's a solar shock that it might happen between the ending of June all the way to July. They don't know the day exactly, but it's going to basically, if we are lucky, we're just gonna have, our satellites and also all the communications and internet will go off for I don't know for how long. If we're lucky. If we're not lucky, we actually we can come back to Stone Age. And what's gonna happen if we go back to Stone Age? Chaos and panic. All right, we won't have any way to get the gas, water. Everything will be burned by the shock. Won't be people will starve to death. People will actually can die because they won't be able to even drink water because, as you know, you need the power, right? You need power to bring water to all different homes, right?
Yes.
And let me remind you that Obama, they had to put a gun on his head because he did not want to sign the executive order to maintain the government functioning in case we have a solar flare shock. And I told you that like 2 years ago before Trump came over. So we are going to have these situations coming between now and July. Okay? All right. So that's what the elites have been telling me. So take notes. All right? Just take notes.
Okay.
Be ready. Be ready. How can you be ready? Well, if I were you, I will take a lot of water. Okay? I will save water. I will save food. Okay? Because the rest of the year is going to be really ugly, guys. I'm sorry. The rest of this year is going to be really, really, really ugly. We know that when the Lord says when things seem so the worst is where we're going to get blessed, right?
Yes.
So just be ready, guys. That's all. Just be ready. You were going to say something?
I was going to say keep the supplies up. Watch the dates and keep the supplies stocked up.
Yeah. So that's the breaking news right now that every single mobile services across the country is out of business right now. Well, not out of business because Mario just called me today. And I guess it's not been affecting Los Angeles yet. But many people that are watching my show, they're from other states and they're actually getting these problems, right? This interruption of services. Interruption of services.
Interruption. Wow.
Yes. Anyway, so now we're going to go to another segment of the show, which is the interview. So enjoy it. Okay, so what we have right now is Tara. Tara is calling me from where?
Today I'm in Arkansas.
Arkansas. And she's going to share with me some kind of vision or dream that she had. Go ahead.
All right. So a couple weeks ago, when they were doing all the rioting in Minnesota and the fires in Minneapolis and all that, I was starting to worry because, I'd been talking to Frank and he had been telling me how close everybody was to being able to exchange. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, oh my, these people are going to be trying to go into the cities, if not into the areas where the protesters are, having to go through some of these protests and blocked highways just to get to these major banking centers. Because, those aren't in the small towns. Those are all in the cities.
Exactly.
And I was really concerned, because there are going to be people who, no matter how bad it is, they're going to feel the need to exchange right away. Mm-hmm. And so I started praying about it, asking the Lord, watch over these people and give them, safe passage if they feel they need to, or give them other means. And then all of a sudden, and understand I don't claim to be clairvoyant. This isn't something that normally happens with me. But all of a sudden, I saw Frank sitting at his desk, mm-hmm. and he was on the phone, with his banker. And the banker was telling him that he could send him the documents electronically through like a DocuSign system, mm-hmm. Like where you can sign online. Mm-hmm. And what happened is when he signed the documents, you're verifying the account numbers that the money's supposed to go into and everything. But after he signed the document and clicked submit, the account numbers changed. Mm-hmm. And, that's a wire transfer. Once the money goes out, you can't get it back. And the bank will say, well, it's your fault for verifying the wrong account number. But he didn't verify the wrong account number. The numbers literally changed, but there was no way to prove it. And, I can see them taking money from a lot of people that way. We keep talking about how they're going to, try to wipe bank accounts and everything else. This is a way they could legitimately do that to people who are trying to avoid going into the banks.
Yes, and they will, because right now they are going to implement the artificial intelligence system. That's the big news right now today. 14 countries have signed up for the artificial intelligence system. But as I've been telling people, that whenever they create something, they make a lot of money. And when they destroy something, they still make a lot of money. So there's a win-win for them, okay? So yes, what we're going to have is different versions of, in the beginning, the system, they will say, oh, it's because we need to perfect it. We need to, as time goes by, it will get better and better. But in the meantime, they're going to rob a lot of people. That's what I've been telling all the people, to be careful, okay? To watch your back and wait for instructions. Whenever you do something electronically, instead of doing it electronically, even if you have to travel, do it. It's better to do it the old ways than doing it electronically, okay?
Yes, I absolutely agree. And make sure, honestly, after that, I was thinking you shouldn't even let them walk away from the desk to make copies for you without a copy in your hand.
Exactly. And that vision that you had, because you had a revelation. And that is a warning from God. It's a warning from God, because I've been telling everybody that the cabal is going to come out with a plan to deceive a lot of people and rob a lot of people, because they will know many of us are going to have a lot of money. So that's how they're going to get us. Okay. And I'm so happy that you came out and in my show and give your testimony, because this is something that, yes, it will happen. Definitely.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Tara. Will. Thank you so much, Tara.
You're welcome.
Say hi to Frank for me, okay?
I will, sure will.
All right, guys. So there you go. That was Tara from Arkansas. All right, so we're back. Let's take a look at Currency 365 latest tweet. The stock market will go crazy tomorrow. Should be fun. Peace out. Like I told you, next week, this is the week, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be tremendous week, okay?
You did. You said to wake up this week.
Yeah. So let me tell you what I can share with you. Not everything I can share with you. And the reason is not because of the trolls, all right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't care about the trolls. It's just that I don't want to ruin your party. I don't want to ruin your blessing, okay? Mm-hmm. So let me just explain to you what I expect something's going to happen this week.
Okay. What is it, Ben?
I expect currencies devaluations. That's all.
Okay.
I don't expect the RB. Okay? When I give dates, and this is for the retard attacking me in Twitter, I know you're watching my show. Okay? I know you're watching my show. I'm going to respond to your bullshit. He mentioned that I mentioned 3 days, right?
Yeah, you did.
I mentioned June the 5th, June the 18th, and June the 20th, right?
Yes.
Did I ever say that the RB was going to happen?
You never do, Ben. Ever.
And this idiot came out on Twitter and said that, that I mentioned those dates and the DRB was going to happen. When did I ever say that?
You have never said that, ever.
This is what I've been talking about. You see, trolls, they find anything. They twist it around and they attack.
And Ben, they think somebody's going to give them a magic date.
Yeah,
We're watching the process, people. We're watching a process.
I know you've been misguided for more than a decade. It's not my fault, people. It's not my fault. I'm not Philo Tilton, thanks God. I'm not Mark C, thanks God. I'm not TNT Tony, thanks God. I'm not Uta, thanks God. I'm not those retards telling you a day when you're going to exchange and nothing happened.
Yeah, they need to deprogram their thinking.
You understand? This is the reason why I keep telling you, look, just wait for this. Something significant needs to happen. That's a process. It's a process, people. All right? If you under this day to exchange bullshit, you're going to end up frustrated. You're going to end up so negative. You're going to, it's really, guys, stop that.
It's stupidity, Ben, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay? This who knows about the date? Look, I went to the future. Okay? I know the date. I'm not going to tell you. Simple. Okay? I'm not going to tell you. Why? Why should I? Do you know that even if it is in the present, that determines your future? Whatever you make your decisions in the present, it will change your future. That's what is called parallel worlds. Okay? So you determine your future based on many factors. Okay? So when I went to the future, I saw the date. I saw the revaluation. I saw that all these gurus running away from their listeners, for the audience. Yes, I saw that.
How dare you?
Why they were running away? Because everything they told you was a lie. I saw people crying because they were scammed. They were scammed by the private groups. Yes, I saw that.
How dare you?
I saw that. Now you know. Okay? So it doesn't matter if you believe in me or not. You will see it for yourself. You will see it for yourself. Nobody will know what to do when the RB happen. I said it before, I went to the future, and now I'm going to tell you once again. Nobody will know what to do when the RB happen. Don't ask me why. I'm not going to tell you.
How dare you?
That's why you need to wait for instructions. Wait for instructions, guys. I'm not selling the 800 numbers. I'm not selling a website to go and exchange. I don't want nothing of your exchange, people. Nothing. I don't get paid by the bankers. I don't get paid by the cabal. I don't. And it's about time that you got this straight out. Okay? And as a matter of fact, let me tell you something. People will get so pissed off because the RB end up to be something totally different than what you thought.
How dare you?
I'm much happy. I'm telling you the thing. I'll tell you one thing. When I saw everything, how it happened, I was really happy. Because that took control of a lot of problems. A lot of problems. It took control of a lot of problems. The way we exchange, the way we they will control the criminals. The way they did something so marvelous, okay? It's beautiful. That's all I gotta tell you.
That's great,
okay?
Ben.
They took care of everybody. They took care of the criminals. They took care of the private groups. They took care. And when I say took care of the private groups, it's not about them changing, okay? That's all I got to tell you. I know I'm going to get a lot of people attacking me. I don't care. I don't care. You know, I really don't care. They can do whatever they want to do with me.
Yep.
You know?
If they can't believe the truth, then that's okay.
Well, wait. Just wait till we see. So.
And Ben, can I say something?
Sure.
I'm going to ask people not to call me and not to email me or text me and ask me the date.
Yep.
Because Ben has not told me the date, and Ben, I do not want you to tell me the date.
Good.
Okay?
Yes.
Because it is not important, people.
Exactly.
And it's not important to me. Live your life. Follow the Spirit of God if you're a believer. And if you're not, just wait.
Yeah, exactly. So, Sir Real Donald Trump, how do you explain free markets by allowing the Fed to print trillions of dollars into the markets to make sure markets never fall? Maybe the meteor will crash the Fed building and stop them from printing. Why did he mention that? Because the Lord told me that there is a meteor.
Yeah.
There is an incoming threat of a meteor approaching planet Earth very soon, said the Lord. The earth will be shaken again. When? I don't know, people. Okay? I don't know. So that's a mystery, okay? When it happens, then you'll see, okay? Fed will still print on their bunkers and start laughing. So there you go. So, you know, this is what sometimes I'm really afraid to put, the things that the Lord tells me, Not because I'm afraid to be wrong.
No.
But because
the consequences.
The consequences, It's a really big responsibility I'm taking,
It is.
Also, the president said that Bolton must be prosecuted for illegally reported a conversation that they had in private. And you can see right here, there's a video that I posted on Twitter concerning the Black Lives Matter. The Democratic Party is behind them. What a surprise, isn't it? So
I watched that. It was quite interesting. The donations are going to promote the Democratic Party.
So this is not about black people. This is about them to win the elections. That's it.
Yeah.
It's about the Democrats, they've been manipulating minorities for the longest, ever since. So there you go, guys. I mean, you need to be a retard and a blind not to see what's going on. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to see, you see this? It says, do not mix my live show. He said, I just saw RBZ goes after forest dealers who advertise their business on WhatsApp. And we're going to be talking about the Zimbabwe dollar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's going to be very full of information. Also, remember what the Lord showed me? He showed me about the shop of
the drone.
Yeah, let me show you what he showed me. Let me show you. Let me take a look at this. Let me just put a pause and let me come back. Hold on. All right, so this is the picture that the Lord showed me. Okay, it shows the Ayatollah, right? This is the Ayatollah. Yeah.
Yep.
Ayatollah Rouhani says, "War with Iran, the mother of all wars." Take a look at the date. That was August the 6th, 2019. We haven't got to August yet. Why did the Lord show me this? And now all of a sudden we see a lot of F-13, being deployed into the area again because something is going to happen probably in Iran. As you know, Foot Forward, prophesies that the nuclear sites of Iran were going to be attacked, right?
Yes, he did. And in the vision.
And the days after that, we'll probably be having the RB. What I saw, and I'm not saying that that prophecy cannot come true. Just say this is what I saw. What I saw was the drones, and I didn't know where they're from. I really just didn't know where the drones were from. I couldn't tell if it was from United States or Israel. in the spirit, they revealed to me that those drones were from Saudi Arabia and they were attacking Iran. And we can see right now a lot of news telling us that that might happen. Okay, so we'll see what's gonna happen first. All right, so it's gonna be a mystery, but trust me, the Saudis, they're not forgetting what they did.
Oh yeah, that's for
they
sure.
They are not forgetting what they did. Okay,
yeah.
So it's gonna be really interesting what's gonna happen in the days to come. Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess is there anything else we need to cover?
I think most of it's in the PowerPoint.
Yeah, most of them in the PowerPoint. So I'll tell you what, let's go to the PowerPoint and let's get this thing done. Okay, now we're back into your PowerPoint. The launch of the AI, that's the artificial intelligence technology in Canada. I told you so. This is what my trolls hate about me. They hate it when I write. They hate it that I'm 1 step, 2 step, and 3 step ahead of everybody. They just hate it.
And they hate it when you keep telling them so.
Yeah, when I can tell you, I tell you so. Yes.
But we have to annoy them, right?
Exactamundo. So topics we're going to be talking about in this PowerPoint are the following. What is the RTGS dollar? That's the Zimbabwe dollar. Mm-hmm. The launch of the AI technology in Canada. Those are the second topic. So I'm not going to make it too large. I want to make sure that everybody understands about your Zimbabwe investment. The chances for the Zimbabwe dollar to redeem, let's call it redemption, okay?
Okay.
Let's call it like that. You know, whatever people can identify, okay? The chances that you will have a redemption, I don't care if people get mad, it's 1 in a million. It's 1 in a million. If you Google, what is the currency of the Zimbabwe? Will it show you the Zimbabwe dollar? No. It will show you the RTGS dollar. So what is the definition of the word, the RTGS dollar in Zimbabwe? We got 2. Mm-hmm. The RTGS dollar or RTG, which is called Sim dollar or Solar, was the only official currency in Zimbabwe from June to November 2019. Notice they told you already was the only currency until November 2019. We are in 2020.
Yes,
it was introduced on 21st of February 2019 as the part of the February 2019 monetary policy that was enacted by the governor of Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, John Makunja. Okay? So, he said it was introduced on the 21st of February as part of that February 2019 monetary policy. Do you remember that I've been talking about the need to change monetary policy? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Did I tell you that the banks needs to have reforms before anything happens? Yes or no?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So did it happen in Zimbabwe? Yes, it did.
It did.
Okay, so the currency was made up on bonds, coins, notes, and RTGS balances. I'm going to repeat that again because you need to take notes. The currency that seemed RTGS dollar was made up of bonds, coins, bond notes, and RTGS balances. Notice that this says the word bond. Bond is a loan. What is a bond? I ask people openly, my show for the last 5 years, people who defend the Zimbabwe dollar. Don't you get it, Benny? The Zimbabwe dollar is going to be backed by a bond. And I asked them with all due respect, and I asked like that, with all due respect, can you please define the word bond? They cannot do it. For the last 5 years, they couldn't tell me what is a stupid bond. If you cannot defend your investment and defend a topic or anything, why are you such a retard not knowing a simple thing like that? I will not debate. Listen to this. I will not debate my Catholic faith unless I know it's in the Bible. The same goes with all of you who love the Zimbabwe dollar. Have you done some research? What is a bond?
That's
It's a loan, people. Who gave that loan to Zimbabwe? That's the question. And why you should have a redemption of something that was not given to you in the first place. Why? Because you have that note that is not out of circulation? Is that what it is? I want you to use your brain, not your greed. Yes, because your greed have been taking over your logic. Your greed have been taking over your common sense. The original bonds or the original loans were introduced in 2016 to ease the United States dollar cash shortage. At the time, they were renamed RGTS dollar in 2019, and in June 2019 became the only legal currency in Zimbabwe, replacing the multi-currency system. So, let me explain to you what happened.
Okay.
In Zimbabwe, they have 3 different currencies, right? They have the dollar, they have the rand, and they have that in the Chinese currency. Why do they have that? Because, you know, their policies, this is a very corrupt government, and they basically rob all the loans that they had. They rob it. What happened in Iraq? They're robbing all the loans. They're stealing all the loans. That's why they're not revaluing. Because more important than you having your exchange or your RB, you need to understand what is the process. And the first process to remove all the corruption. If you don't remove the corruption, why do you think you're gonna get your blessing coming? But no, you gotta listen to the retards. You gotta have the 800 number by tomorrow when the same idiots are in office. You need to be a retard to understand this, to basically believe their bullshit. Ain't not gonna happen, people. Whether you like it or not. Facts don't care about your greed.
How dare you?
We need to remove all the corruption. If we don't remove all the corruption, we're not going to have crap.
And there's a lot of corruption in Zimbabwe.
Look.
A lot, man.
People will say right now, then we're never going to change that. If we're going to change we're never going to change. The corruption will always be there. Yes, the corruption will always be there. It's not about deleting all the corruption. It's only about deleting and removing the corruption that is preventing the people to have purchasing power. That's it.
Okay.
It cannot take 10 years or 24 or 24 years or 40 years for something like this happen. No, it happens for people, key people, to be removed and have these things going. That's it.
Blocking. Yeah, they removed the blockages.
I talk about 3 people that were basically blocking the RB. I did talk about that in my pay-per-views.
You did.
Okay, I did talk about it in my pay-per-views.
Yep.
They have not been removed. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not been telling you stuff. Okay, so you throw it on my face. I've been telling you this.
And then we're waiting.
All right, so on October 29, 2019, when the inflation of the RGTS dollar had reached over 300%, the central bank announced a new currency to be introduced in mid-November 2019. Okay? So, the new currency initially traded alongside the RTGS dollar and was similarly valued. It did not have the same backing as the RGTS dollar. So, let's go for, I don't want to be confusing you, okay? I'm going to tell you what it is. So, what the definition of the word RTGS means? It means real-time gross settlement. What is the real-time gross settlement? The term real-time gross settlement refers to a fund transfer. I'm going to stop it right there. Karen.
Yes.
You have your Canadian dollar.
Yes, we do.
So you send me Canadian dollars in an envelope to the United States.
Yes.
I grab that United States dollar from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
You lend me $100 Canadian dollars in Canada. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the United States. What should I do in order for me to exchange that $100 Canadian dollar?
You go to the bank
and exchange it to the rate, right?
At the rate of that day, yes.
All right. The difference between the exchange of a Canadian dollar to American dollar, that little exchange basically is buying and selling, right?
Yes, it is.
That fee, that value is already determined in the markets. It's called rate. Am I being clear?
Perfect.
All right. What about the RTGS? The RTGS is referred to transfer system that allows the instantaneous transfer of money and securities. It means like this. Let me just tell you in very, very few words. Okay?
Okay.
For example, it works like a debit card.
Oh, yeah.
It works like a debit card. Let's say that, you have $3,000 in your account. And you use that debit card, okay? And you buy.
Okay.
When you run out of money, that's when the debit card stops functioning. And you lost purchasing power. You understand now?
Yes.
So what exactly are the gross settlement? They put that bond, because it's a bond, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What bond comes from? It's a loan, right?
Yes.
Where it came from? The United States.
Mm.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, Ben.
Billions of dollars, $97 billion.
Whoa.
Okay? $97 billion, a loan from the United States of America. Do you understand that?
So basically, when people take money out, they're taking out of that loan.
Taking the loan of the United States of America.
Mm.
But the loan is being placed in a place that earns interest every day. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That loan, that bond, needs to pay back. Do you understand that?
Exactly, yes.
So how Zimbabwe will be able to exchange in a higher rate about, I don't know, 1 cent? How can they actually be able to raise the value of the... Let's talk about the RTGS dollar, because you need to understand this. Right now, the Zimbabwe dollar that you guys have in your home and whatever you are hiding, that is not the same currency that is right now in Zimbabwe. The official currency in Zimbabwe is called RTGS dollar.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have, they call it Zimbabwe dollar, but it's not the Zimbabwe dollar. Technically, it's not.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay? You need to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, don't get mad at me, because I'm going to tell you something. All right? Before you get mad at me, just wait until I finish. Okay?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, so Mario called me and said, Benny, I got some intel from somebody. And he said, what is your intel? He said, somebody told me that they found out that half of all the Zimbabweans that people have, they're really bad Zimbabweans. They're not going to redeem it. They are wrong. So they're just going to redeem the remaining Zimbabweans. For the last 10 years, people and gurus have been coming out with all type of bullshit to justify the lies and to continue the lies. Let's assume that half of all the dinars are the same way, are fake, and people will not be able to exchange. Let's assume that.
Okay.
Okay? Explain to me how a government can actually afford to pay $100 trillion if it goes 1 cent.
Oh.
Explain to me in a very simple English, and I'm going to tell you something, all right? I want you to write to me to the address that will come out in your computer. Okay? It's called Benny at BennyIntel at, gmail.com, whatever it can. I just forgot about it, but you're going to see it in your computer. All right, so I want you to write me. If you can defend your bullshit of the Zimbabwe, I welcome you. This is not the first time. I welcome people to defend what they believe. If you can defend your investment, your piece of shit investment, that the Zimbabwe will give you a higher rate, I welcome you. And I promise you, I'm not going to insult you. I will insult your thoughts, but I'm not going to insult you. Okay? I promise you that. I'm giving you my word. And everybody knows that I keep my word. Right, Karen?
Yes, you do.
So, let's go back to this conversation or the RGTS. Let's assume that what Mario told me, it is true. Okay? Mm-hmm. That only half of all the Zimbabweans are good to go. Now the problem is not how they're going to come out with this bullshit, this redemption. The problem is how they're going to pay you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? How they're actually going to pay you for this. And why you should get paid. Why you, just because you're holding this piece of shit currency, you're going to get paid. Why? All right. Let's go back step by step, shall we?
Let's do it.
So the Zimbabwe dollar, the ones that you have, has two problems. Number one is out of circulation. If it is out of circulation, it has no value, no validez. Meaning no value, no validez, no value.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if it has no value, there is no bank, no financial institution that can justify to redeem your Zimbabwe because it's not active. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Got
So
it.
let's assume that, which I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with the RTGS dollar. I'm going to tell you in a minute, okay? Don't get mad at me. Let's assume that you'll be able to redeem it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that I'm wrong and you'll be able to redeem it. How they're going to pay you? Okay, you can come out with all types of payment systems, okay? Let's assume that they can pay you $100 trillion by $100, $100 million. Explain to me why any government will let you have so much money.
Of their money.
Of their money. And why, if it is a loan given by Zimbabwe, why they not been paying the debtor? The one who give that loan. Got it? Why they have to pay you? Not too long ago, I reported that there was an historical bond. Listen to this. I reported that there was an historical bond that was owned to the United States that was given from the United States to China. And that happens before China became communist. That was 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Up to today, the bond needs to be paid at $1.6 trillion. $1.6 trillion China needs to pay back to the United States. It came out in the news, and now Donald Trump will ask for the money back. I'm not making this up. Now, if that bond was given for China to recover the economic disaster. It means that was also that bond was used as a back for their currency. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So we need our money back. How they gonna pay us back? Are they gonna pay us back by revaluing the currency? Hello?
They could.
They could, right?
Mm-hmm. They could.
They could pay us by revaluing the currency.
Could they sell the bonds to someone else?
Yes. But guess what? The big difference.
Nobody else has the money to buy them.
No, the big difference is not that.
What is it?
The big difference, women, is that this currency is active.
Yes, that's true, Ben.
This currency is active. Your currency, your Zimbabwe dollar, is not active. It's been out of circulation since 2008. Wake up, retards. Wake up.
How dare you?
I need to explain this to you so you can stop your bullshit about the Zimbabwe. Stop it. Forget about being able to redeem it. Forget about if they can ever actually reactivate something that they say doesn't work. We screw it up. Let's bring another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Forget about that. It's about how you're going to get paid. Explain to me how a government, forget about Zimbabwe, how your government will allow you to have so much money without watching you who you are?
Mm.
I heard so much bullshit in the Netherlands. Oh, that's the reason why they're going to pay us 20%. The rest, they're going to take care of us. Isn't that wonderful? Wonderful. So now, not only going to scam you, but now you're going to be manipulated by the criminals. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Let's assume that it's 20% out of 100 million. What is 20% out of 100 million?
It would be...
oh my God.
20 million.
Exactly. So how many notes you might have of $100 trillion? There's people who has boxes of $100 trillion. I'm not kidding. Assume they have $1,100 trillion.
Oh my God.
How in the world will you say that they will pay you 20% if you're going to be a billionaire or a trillionaire? Not knowing who you are, what you're going to do with your money, etc., etc. Somebody got to explain to me how they process. How will they be able to process? Because the last time bullshit that I heard about the gurus is, don't worry about it. That's the reason we're going to have a quantum physics, a quantum system that will be able to trace the people who's going to exchange. That's the worst bullshit I've ever heard in my life. Like a magic wand, the artificial intelligence will determine if you really deserve to be a trillionaire or not. That is the bullshit that is selling you, the gurus. I'm not making this up.
How dare you?
The chances for you guys to redeem the Zimbabwe dollar is 1 in a trillion, not in a million. 1 in a trillion. That is the truth. And the truth doesn't care about your feelings.
How dare you?
It doesn't care about your feelings. But wait. Let me explain to you. I told you not to get mad at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how the real-time gross settlement works. When you hear the term real-time, it means that the settlement happens as soon as it is received. So, in simple terms, the transaction settles in the receiving bank immediately after it's transferred from the sending bank. Gross settlement means transactions are handled and settled individually So multiple transactions aren't bunched in a group together. This is a basis of real-time gross settlement system. So let me explain to you what is the only way actually you can be able to redeem your stupid Zimbabwe dollar. The only way maybe that you be able to redeem your Zimbabwe dollars are the following. That's what I ask you. Don't get mad at me, right?
Mm-hmm. You did.
Okay. The only two ways that you can actually redeem this is based on natural resources.
Interesting.
How? Guys, there's a big crack, and I forgot to put it in the PowerPoint. There's a big opening in the ground in Zimbabwe. It's called the Big Crib. Okay? It's called the Big Crib. You can Google it. That Big Crib, they can find all the minerals, all the natural resources that humanity can need for the last 1,000 years. Zimbabwe is the country who has that Big Crib. It has been scientifically studied that they have everything they need to provide all the humanity needs for the next 1,000 years.
Wow.
They have oil, gas, natural gas. They have opium. They have everything. Everything that humanity needs.
But it needs to be excavated, doesn't it, Ben? It has to come above ground.
It needs to be exploded.
Yeah.
Now, listen to this, if the corruption is removed, if they bring back your Zimbabwe dollar, listen to this, if they bring the Zimbabwe dollar and they reactivate your Zimbabwe dollar, because one reason, because the current RGTS will fail. Are you listening? The current RGTS dollar are destined to fail. How do I know this? Take a look what the government is saying. It's saying the RGTS dollar is worth $25 the exchange, when in reality is $75. So why the government is keep lying? Is it because they're about to release their hidden treasures? I've been talking about that hidden treasures of Zion, right?
You have been, yep.
Now, let me show you something. It came out in the news, and actually came out on one of the videos from Currency 365. It says very clearly, it says Iraq doesn't need to sell oil in order to be rich. Are you shocked?
That's awesome.
Why? Because this country has hidden treasures. Hidden treasures. I've been telling you about it. King Clement prophesied it. King Clement talked about the hidden treasures of Zion, and who are going to release it? Donald Trump. How he's going to release it? That's a mystery. I talk about the historical bonds, right? And that historical bond from China needs to be paid back to the United States. If China decided to pay that historical bond to the United States, it will reactivate all historical bonds that most of you have. I got a guy in Colombia. He has some kind of a Red Dragon historical bonds. I don't know nothing about it. If those bonds are genuine bonds, he will be rich. But only takes one transaction to activate the rest of all historical bonds. China must pay their bond to the United States of America. And if I'm not wrong, I said, I'm going to repeat what the prophet King Clement said. When this wealth transfer happen, it will come from China to the West, right?
Well, I mean, what is the prophetic word concerning the Middle East? I mean, is there a specific prophetic word that you are giving now? I mean, you gave a general word that the Islamic nations would come to Christ, but is there a specific time frame that God speaks to your spirit about?
Yes. Well, there's some of it I can't share now, of course, but 2002 is when I saw this huge thing happening because of something that would happen between America and China, funny enough, but that would take place.
Yeah.
And then I saw that 8 years ago, and then as a result of that, I saw the surrender of masses of wealth coming from the East to the United States of America and the West. And I didn't understand it. And of course, today you get a lot of prophecy teachers will get very mad with you when you say that because, oh, that'll never happen but we know all the things that are going to happen.
Yes.
He even said it in a video. There was supposed to happen something between the two countries. Funny enough, he said. If China pays the historical bond, every single historical bond will be redeemable, including the alleged Zimbabwe dollar. If it is actually a bond, the back their currency. Do you guys understand that? So, I'm not saying that your investment is totally retard, but you need to know the reason why the chances for you to actually redeem this currency, this Zimbabwe that you have in your home, is 1 in a trillion.
It's a long shot, right?
It's a long shot, people. Can it happen? Oh, yes, it can happen. Only if a miracle happens. So that's why I don't talk much about the Zimbabwe. I don't spend and I don't waste my energy in something that I know is a long shot. Okay? You must remember this, guys. Remember this. Your Zimbabwe dollar has been out of circulation since 2008. The chances for any country to activate your Zimbabwe notes are 1 in a million, not to mention a trillion. And why? Very simple. They need to pay the bond. A bond is a loan. They need to pay it back to the United States. If they decided, look, we're going to pay you based on the hidden treasure that we have, and you're going to be paid with all the interest that you guys are charging us, then maybe, and I said, maybe you can redeem the Zimbabwe dollar if they actually reactivate that bond, which was, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to contradict myself. I look everywhere. I couldn't find the stupid bond.
Interesting.
Okay? So before you go crazy on me, ask the question. Ask the question to people who don't know shit about it. A bond is a loan. Who gave this loan to Zimbabwe? More likely the United States. If it is a loan, it must be paid, right? So are they going to have enough money to pay you $1 trillion? I don't think so. If it is a bond, it needs to pay to the loaner, to the lender. And it won't be paid to you. Facts don't care about people's feelings unless they come out with an agreement, right?
Exactly, Ben.
Let me go back to the prophetic word of the Zimbabwe from Emmanuel Makandawa. Emmanuel Makandawa only prophesied that they were going to bring back the Zimbabwe dollar, not the RGTS dollar. Do you understand that? The RGTS is another currency based on the settlement gross. It's not the Zimbabwe dollar. They call it the Zimbabwe dollar because it comes from Zimbabwe. But guess what? There's also another RGTS currency that is in India. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
India has the RGTS way before Zimbabwe. That's where Zimbabwe got the idea. Let's adopt the system that India has.
Okay.
Okay? So, if they have enough money to put a gross value on that currency, the only way they can do it is by lending themselves money. Release all the treasures, all the hidden treasures of Zimbabwe.
Awesome.
Let me tell you something about the gurus and the lions. The Zimbabwe scam, just like the coronavirus. Why? Well, let me explain why. It's very simple. It's very simple, people. How about the coronavirus? They told you how to protect yourself. Wash your hands, right? Wear a mask, right? Keep your distance. Wash your hands, wear a mask, keep your distance. That's it. Did they bother to tell you what exactly is the coronavirus?
No.
Did they bother to give you, videos, instructional videos, so you will know what to do best to protect yourself and your family? No. It's a scam, people. Yes, I told you right now. The coronavirus is a scam. It was created by the cabal, by the Earth Alliance, to keep you away from the streets, to bring down the collapse of the financial system. And that's all I'm going to tell you right now before I get in problems. So why is almost the same as the Zimbabwe scam? Did they tell you why you're going to get rich? Did they tell you the chances that you may not even be able to exchange or redeem that? Did they tell you that? No. What did they tell you? Don't worry about it. My sources are saying that we are going to be rich, bitch, and you're going to be like 20%. They keep bullshitting you for the last 10 years. We're going to 14 years now. But yet, nobody's telling you the real truth. It's very simple. They tell you that you're going to get rich, but they never told you the reasons why. They gave you a false lie. Why? It's just like the coronavirus. The same reason. And that's it. There's a chance? Yes. Only America can redeem your Zimbabwe dollar. Only America. Can that happen? I'm a Catholic. I believe in miracles. But I'm not going to spend my time in this bullshit. I'm not going to waste my energy in this investment. It's the worst investment of all investments. Did I make myself clear?
Very clear, Ben.
All right, so let's go to the launch of the technology in the artificial intelligence technology in Canada. This technology, guys, is been designed to enslave you. Believe it or not. I explained in my special report the 3 different agendas for the reset. That's the 3 version of the reset.
Yes.
If you want to review the version, go and read my special report.
And take notes.
Okay? So, what is a version of the 3 agendas that the Prime Minister Trudeau implementing in Canada? The word is not implementing, it's probably forcing.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. I asked Karen.
Revealing.
Yes, I asked Karen, were you were told that they were going to implement this system? And she said no.
No.
She was wrong. Yes, they did.
Well,
that
really?
shows you, that shows you that you don't watch news at all.
There you go.
There you go. You need to be more informed, women. Otherwise,
Yes,
you're going to be really shocked. That's very responsible in your way. I'm telling you. I need you to watch news. I need you to be more focused on around you, because that's how they're going to get you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So, what is the cabal? So, what is the version of the 3 agendas, or the 3, not agendas? You forgot
Versions.
to put the 3 versions of this. Out of those 3 versions of reset, what is the one that has been given to Canada? That's the cabal version. And how do I know that? Well, let me just tell you something. After I give you this, you will see the repetition of the speech from Trudeau. Trudeau says it's a win-win.
This is a win-win.
That's what he says. It's a win-win. That is a subliminal message. Why they say it's a win-win? Well, I've been telling you, whatever they create, they make money. Whatever they collapse, they make money. Right?
Yes.
It's a win-win. They know how to make money.
Oh, they do.
Okay? There's a company out there, I'm not going to mention what the name of the company is, that I've been talking to my Jets recently. And I told them, they declared themselves broke. Okay? There is no way that company can go wrong. There is no way that company can go wrong or broke. No way. So what's behind it? They're going to make money. They took the government, they took the company into the Supreme Court, and guess what? They won. Because they were selling stocks. And they were accused to be selling useless, worthless stocks.
Wow.
And it came out in the news saying that this company knows that a lot of people will lose all their money in their stocks.
How dare you?
How do I know that's a scam? How do I know that's a lie? When that company come out with the stock, it will be all over the news. And watch the people who bought that stock at the price that right now. You can buy up to $200 shares with only $20. Okay? I'm not going to mention anything about that because I don't want to get in trouble. But what I'm going to tell you something. My Jets will love me. Watch. I know that. I know the cabal. I know their strategy. Watch how they're going to be rich in few days. Watch.
No.
Okay? I'm telling you, I know already. But like I said, I cannot give you the information. I haven't shared this information through my old chat, not even my minister chat. And why? Well, it's not because I think low about you guys. I love all of you. But I only have one circle, a circle of trust. And these are the people who've been following me since the very beginning. Okay? These are the people that I love the most because they've always been there for me. In the good times and in the bad times. Okay? And these people deserve my total attention. Because they back me up all the time. All the time they back me up. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. It's like a family to me. Okay? And a lot of people wants to join my chat room. I'm sorry, I cannot get you in. Okay? That chat room is named Benny and the Jets. But I just want to make my point. When that come out, I will bring people in my show. And I'm going to make them testimony. How much they make money. Watch.
Awesome.
Okay, so if you want to know more about my special report, here's my special report. It's called The Transformation of Banking, where I can go in detail how the exchange will look like in days to come. They can happen over there. As a matter of fact, I believe it can happen tomorrow, all the reforms and transformation in the banking, because we are very close, okay? All right, in Spanish, I have to say this. La transformación de la banca es el reporte donde te ofrezco yo en detalle cómo va a ser el cambio público. Si tú quieres saber más de esto, te dejo el link abajo para que vayas al cambio. All right, so you're going to see underneath the link for my special report, and I hope that you like it. Okay, so these are the two simple ways if you want to help me and help my ministry. On PayPal, by sending me whatever you can, and or by mailing your money order to Ben Wilson at 3680 Wilshire Boulevard, P.O. Box 1245, Suite P04, Los Angeles, California 90010. All right. So, is anything else you want to say, Karen?
Well done, Ben. Well, you know what, Ben? Each day the Lord has always been encouraging me, Karen. Every day is a step toward the fulfillment. Every day is one step closer to the fulfillment of the promise of God. So keep the faith strong.
All right, guys. Look, guys, it is already 7:05 p.m. Pacific time. There is no way I'm going to release this video until tomorrow, which is going to be one day late. Are you saying, am I saying that you're not going to have the update? I'm going to give you the updates tomorrow if anything important happens through postings in Twitter or postings in Facebook or in a quick video. Okay?
Awesome.
So I'm going to be busy all this week because this week is going to be tremendous. Just wait for your blessing to come. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless each and every one of you. Don't fall for chaos and panic. Stop listening to gurus and wait for instructions.